Hello, welcome back to At Home with Dia. I'm Dia, and I am all about helping you create spaces that are stylish, practical, yet easy on the wallet. Today, I'm diving into candles. I have some really good hacks for you. My hubby has been encouraging me to do something with all these leftover candles I've accumulated. So I thought I would share my best hacks with you. I'll also be talking about my favorite non-toxic candle brands that are perfect for making your home smell amazing without all the harmful stuff. Before we get started, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you never miss more decorating tips and styling ideas. This is one of my favorite ways to reduce waste and refresh my home by repurposing old candles into something totally new. I love beautiful scents, but I also believe in using what I have, especially when it comes to things like leftover wax and pretty candle containers. So let's get into it step by step. First things first, when a candle is just about done, instead of tossing it, I place the container into the freezer. Yep, right alongside the frozen peas and bread. Just make sure it's sealed tightly so the scent doesn't affect your food. Freezing makes the wax contract and it's so much easier to remove afterwards. Once they're frozen solid, I take them out and use a dull butter knife or a flathead screwdriver to gently break the wax into chunks. You just press hard, and most of the time the wax will just pop right out or break into pieces that can fall out of the container. Sometimes the metal wick base is still stuck on the bottom, but don't worry, we'll deal with that in the next step. Before cleaning, let your jars come back to room temperature. This is especially important because pouring hot water into cold glass can cause them to crack. Once the jars have warmed up, put hot water inside. This softens any stubborn glue holding the wick base, and often the base floats right up after a few minutes. Then I wash everything with hot water and a bit of Dawn dish soap. Although I typically use non-toxic dish soap every day, Dawn is a great degreaser for projects like this. Scrub them well, rinse, and let everything dry completely. Now on to the fun part, melting the wax. I use a bain-marie method, which is a fancy way of saying double boil. I take a large pot, fill it with water and bring it to a boil, and then lower the temperature so it simmers. I place a small stainless steel pot inside, making sure it doesn't touch the bottom. Then I add the leftover wax chunks. I usually sort them into scent categories, vanilla and honey in one batch, fruity tones in another. I keep stirring them as they melt. You can do this in batches so you don't overfill the pot. Once everything's melted, I turn off the heat and let it sit there while I prep the jars. I use cotton wicks from Hobby Lobby, but you can find them at Amazon too. I pour the melted wax through a metal strainer to catch any old wick pieces or debris. I carefully pour the filtered wax into each container, keeping the wick centered. To hold them upright, I balance chopsticks or craft sticks across the top of the jar and tape the wicks in the center so it stays put. Once I've finished pouring all the wax, I wipe the pot and strainer with paper towel first. You don't want wax clogging your pipes. Then I wash everything using boiling water and more Dawn dish soap to remove the grease. I let the candles cool off for about 2 or 3 hours before moving them to a secure area. I leave mine to set completely for 24 hours. Once cured, I remove the wick holders and trim the wick to about 1/2 inch. So now let's move on to a few tips. Do you have wobbly tapered candles? Just add a tiny ball of museum wax at the base before placing them into the holder. It keeps them straight and secure. Are you worried about wax dripping on your table? Try clear glass candle rings. They catch the drips while still looking elegant. This is especially handy if you're using colored tapered candles in white marble candlesticks, because colored wax will stain the marble. So the clear glass rings will catch the drips and keep your marble clean. Now on to tip number 3. For cohesive styling, match your candle containers to your color scheme. And if you love the scent of a candle but don't like the label or the container it comes in, just drop it into a slightly larger vessel that suits your color palette. If you want to make a small candle look more substantial, layer it on a base. Try a low pedestal, a stack of coasters, place it in a small bowl, or on a wood slice. It adds height and visual interest, making it more impactful. Now let's talk about clean burning candles. Many store-bought candles are made with paraffin wax, artificial fragrances, and lead core wicks, which can release toxins into the air, triggering headaches, allergies, or even disrupting the indoor air quality of your home. That's why I always choose candles made with soy, coconut, or beeswax, scented with essential oils and with cotton or wood wicks. Here are some of my tried and true non-toxic brands that are safe, stylish, and beautifully scented. So first up is Red Leaf Home. These are made with coconut and beeswax blend, and they burn super clean. I usually find them at Home Goods for a steal, like $10 or $15, but they're also available on Amazon if you prefer to shop online. I love their scents, which combine a sweet honey fragrance. They don't overpower the room, but they definitely create that cozy background scent. Next is Milk House Candle Co. I especially love the oatmeal, milk, and honey. It smells like you've been baking something delicious and comforting. This is my go-to in the cooler months. They come in everything from a white mason jar to clear glass. I found them on Amazon, and I often find them at Home Goods. The price ranges usually around $12 to $30 depending on the size. I always remove the black handle to make them look a little bit less farmhousey. Now, if you're looking for something a little bit more elegant, La Jolie Mousse candles are beautiful. They're made from soy wax and cotton wicks and burn for over 70 hours. But what makes them really stand out are their containers. They look so high-end. Some look like cut crystal, others are ribbed glass, and a lot of them come with these pretty embossed dot details. Scent-wise, they've got great options. Now this one is fairly new to me. It's a small company called Mia and Gemma, and their candles are understated in the best way. I love the jars. They're warm, light, iridescent amber that blends well into any decor style. They've got a few scents like tropical citrus, honeydew, grapefruit with a fresh, clean aroma, and lavender, vanilla, sandalwood that conveys a very calm, spa-like sense. They're made with beeswax and soy blend and essential oils, and each one gives you over 60 hours of burn time. Annex is another one I keep coming back to, especially the scent called Cloudy Pillow. It's this fresh fig leaf and lemon combo that feels really clean, fresh, and calming. I love the packaging, which makes it perfect as a gift. Plus, they even send you a small sample of other scents to try. The jars are handmade ceramic, which you can repurpose later as mini plant pots. They come in soft neutral or bold colors depending on your style. These usually burn around 50 or 60 hours, and I love how thoughtful the branding is. And then there's Apotheke. This is my luxury pick. These are plant and mineral blaze candles that are vegan, sulfate-free, and just beautifully made. Sea salt grapefruit is what I burn in spring and summer. It's fresh, a little citrusy, super clean. Pergamon tangerine is also great. And then there's charcoal, which is honestly one of the best modern smoky scents I've ever found. These come in sleek jars, black, white, and seasonal tones, and they instantly make your space feel elevated. They burn over 70 hours depending on the size and are worth every penny. So those are just a few of the clean burning non-toxic candle brands I keep in rotation. Let me know if you've tried any of these, or if you have any other clean candle brands I should check out. I'm always looking for new favorites. I hope you're feeling inspired to repurpose those leftover candles and maybe try out some of my favorite non-toxic candles. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you'll be the first to be notified of new videos with more decorating tips and design inspiration. Oh, and drop me a note in the comments. What's your favorite candle hack? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.